Is World of Warcraft a dead mall? I ask this question because I'm wondering if anyone else feels the way that I do. I made a video a couple months ago entitled Goodbye, World of Warcraft, saying goodbye to it for the last time, realizing that I'd experienced what I needed to experience and was ready to move on with life. I felt that I knew what World of Warcraft was and what it could become. And I think a big necessary component of that understanding was watching Dragonflight come out and seeing it do everything that World of Warcraft did and not much new. Dragon riding was cool. I loved it. But it didn't link into the all important power grind for World of Warcraft. And I think World of Warcraft, with its deeply enshrined ways of playing the game, with raiding and mythic dungeons and PvP, whatever your flavor of endgame World of Warcraft is, the thing that all ties them together is the pursuit of power. So when Shadowlands came out and they wanted to bring in new systems, the developers of World of Warcraft knew that in order to make them relevant to those core players, they needed to tie in player power in some way. And so they brought in covenants with their unique abilities that you can only have one of at a time. And they brought in Torghast with its method of acquiring legendary gear, which you need to be the most effective version of your class and spec, whatever it is you're playing. If you want to pursue power, they're not optional, they're required. And the complaint is nobody asked for this. All I want is World of Warcraft. Just give me my dungeons and raids, PvP, and I'll be fine and happy. And that is largely what I see Blizzard having done with Dragonflight. They gave us just World of Warcraft. My journey through it was enjoyable. I had fun. But it didn't stick me. It didn't make me feel that there was something I was missing by logging off. Because there was no Torghast, because there was no Covenant. And yeah, it's easy to look at the way they did factions for Dragonflight and dragon riding as being as cool as it is and saying, this is more player friendly. This is something that I can do if I want to, and that feels good. Yeah, that's totally makes sense. But I wonder if there are other players like me who, when we come back to World of Warcraft, are looking to see what it's doing that's new, doing that is new and that is relevant to a lot of players. See, the thing about these optional parts of the game that aren't required for player power is they're not something that is guaranteed to be relevant to a lot of the people you play WoW with. It's going to be like a choice, like a style choice. Do you want to make a guild of everyone who wears scarves in a video game? No. You want to make a guild of people who are playing the game in a certain way, and you want to gather around those people. When you tie a new game system in with player power, you're guaranteeing that the people who are chasing power are going to be doing those things. And it's relevant. So now we have Dragonflight, the expansion that seemingly the player base and everyone who talks about World of Warcraft asked for. And as soon as I finished leveling up to max and got through the campaign, for me, and I wonder if a lot of other players like me, I felt like I was hanging around a dead mall. I did. I felt that. It's easy to say goodbye to that feeling, I think. And it's a feeling of things being not meaningful, of being surrounded by old structures, rotting institutions, and things that are dim reflections of a past that you know all too keenly you cannot relive. And once one realizes this, I think it's very hard to do anything but move on. And I wonder if there are other players like me who tuned in for Shadowlands, maybe for Battle for Azeroth, or maybe for Legion, and thought, oh, here's some new things World of Warcraft is. It's about legendaries. It's about islands. It's about Azerite. It's about Torghast. And thought, oh, World of Warcraft is changing. This is interesting. Let's pay attention to it. And then looks at Dragonflight and sees that it's just dungeons and raids and PvP and thinks, who cares? I've already done all that. This dragon riding stuff, as cool as it is just a small part of the game and not a part of the core power progression that so many millions of players are consumed with pursuing and optimizing and creating content for and discussing. And that's what people want to be there for. They want to be there for the thing that is relevant and being talked about and feel like they're in the middle of it. If you feel like you might be getting into the middle of something meaningful, it's a lot harder to let go of. But if you feel like you're getting into a dead mall, I guess it's kind of easy to move on. I made this video because I wondered if there's anyone else out there like me who has a lifelong appreciation for World of Warcraft, but who was convinced by Dragonflight that it's sort of cooked. There's something about a deciding to not try to expand the canvas of World of Warcraft that feels like death. In the same way that a mall that never has any events, never any new store openings, never any new kiosks, never any young people. In the same way that that feels, that's what made it easy for me to say goodbye to World of Warcraft, I think. And I wonder if years down the line, the people who cover and talk about World of Warcraft as a big part of their lives are going to feel that this was something for the better or the beginning of an end. I guess we'll just have to see. Apologies for this somewhat moribund topic. It's just been on my mind and felt like something I needed to get out. Till I see you again, please take good care of yourself and be good to each other. Take care.